Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Joseph Ward, and welcome to my On the Shoulders of Giants YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you share this channel and that notification button. Click that notification button so every time I drop a new video, you will know what's going on. African history at your fingertips through this channel. You're getting biographies of your sung and unsung heroes right at your fingertips. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about On the Shoulders of Giants. Well, you can learn about yourself and we tell our own stories. Peace out. Hey y'all, what's up? Joseph Ward, and welcome back. So I want to go ahead and get right into it. This video today, I'm focusing on two concepts: black people building and black people protecting what we build. And the reason why I'm going into this, I talked about it before, but I want to go into it more in depth, right? History has shown us here in America that when we build, whether businesses, communities, financial, any type of financial institution, and white America is jealous of it, they don't like it, they will destroy it. We've learned about plenty of race riots throughout the history of the United States. Popular ones are Rosewood, Tulsa, Wilmington. I know some people. I talked about Move in Philadelphia. That's another example of black community being created and destroyed. There are numerous businesses. There are numerous stories about police brutality or just ignorance and violence from white citizens, especially white citizens who support white supremacy. Getting angry at what we've built or what we have or what we're trying to do, because I've read several accounts of the race riots where white people were mad that black people were looking for jobs. The white people felt like they were taking their jobs. So especially I was reading around World War II, white people were away on war, away at war. Black people from the South migrated to the North, started getting the jobs because there were plenty of jobs available, and they started getting jobs, and the other whites there who either had jobs or couldn't get the jobs were mad, and they rioted. They resorted to violence. And we are nice people, but we have to learn to protect what we have. And that doesn't mean us going out and trying to be the aggressors, but being smart enough and wise enough to learn from history and understand that we have to protect ourselves. We have to protect what we build. One of the best ways to protect ourselves is to work as a collective. Now, this is a public realm, so I'm not going to dig deep, but that collectivism helps to protect us. And we have to understand that in the past, looking at the successes that we've had in the past throughout the African diaspora, that when we worked as a collective, we were able to accomplish things. It's when we were not working together that we've faced defeat. So we have to understand that. But also, and it's not just about working as a collective, it's also being able to be smart enough to not just be stuck in one mode of existing, right? Take Haile Selassie, even Menelik II, who understood that their enemies had advanced weaponry, so they themselves had to equip themselves with advanced weaponry. So now the weaponry of the Ethiopians matched that of their enemies. So you can't just come up in and get us. And we're well trained too. We're well trained. So being able to look at things like that, they were able to protect what they had. How are we learning from these lessons in history? Are we even learning these lessons in history? That's the thing. We have to listen. It's imperative that we learn from our history so we will not continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over. We need to be building. We have to build. It is a must for us to control our own interest. I'm watching some ESPN on YouTube today, and they were talking about Cam Newton, the quarterback Cam Newton for the Carolina Panthers, and how they are mad that he's not doing interviews. And all I'm sitting there is thinking, man, if you are the boss, if you are a controller, if you own your own state, you own your own interests, you own your own entities, you own your own enterprise, nobody can tell you what to do. You can do it the way you need to do it. We're unhappy with the school systems. We need to either work to improve these school systems or just go ahead and create our own African-centered school systems. But once we create them, have to be able to protect them. And we need to be able to put them in a position so they can grow and expand and get better and be able to accommodate more and give more. These are things that we as African people here in America have to do. We are behind enemy lines, but we have to be able to control as much of our interest as possible. We have to control what's going on in our neighborhoods. We have to re-engineer the way we think, the way we exist, the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we interact with each other. It has to be re-engineered because we have to exist in a mindset of a collective. And when we're not existing like that, we're vulnerable. Just like now, we are vulnerable. When they want to take somebody out, they can take them out. Now, the people who have organizations around them, have protection around them because they themselves within their realms and their worlds are protected, we see that they can last. And some other things may be going on, but we're not going to get into that right now. But the whole thing is about being able to build and protect. It is our just right as human beings to be able to have our own and prosper. We as African people don't have to live in poverty and live suffering. We can prosper. Our Creator gave us everything that we need within us to prosper, but we also have to be able to cultivate that. And so those of us who have had the opportunity and even had the information and the knowledge enough to cultivate ourselves, is for us to be able to go back to the others and help them cultivate themselves. That's how we build. It's not just only building physical things as far as buildings and institutions and enterprises, but building up our people and protecting our people as well. Building up our minds, African-centered everything. Because we as black people in America have to learn how to love ourselves and unite so we can self-actualize. Once we have self-actualized, then we can go back into the world and be able to mix and mingle and all those things. But right now we need to be by ourselves and allow the self-actualization to happen. And this is something that can happen. The mindset have to be to build and protect, build and protect, build and protect. It's on us to do what we need to do to make sure we have what we need. Nobody's going to give us what we need. We have to create everything we need. We have to create it. And if we don't create it, we won't have it. But once we create it, we must protect it. Because we have to have something to pass on to future generations. I was having a conversation with somebody last weekend, and I was talking about the amount of wealth that Black America as a whole own. It's around 2%. So out of 100% of the wealth in this nation, Black America controls about 2% of that. But a large part of the reason is because our institutions were destroyed because we couldn't protect them. We probably didn't even have the mindset to even protect them. We have to be able to protect what we build. If you build it, you must protect it. But we have to build. We have to build. We have to have our own. And if If you're in areas where these institutions have already been built, support. Support. And that support will help it build itself up economically even stronger. Once we have our institutions, and if we already have our institutions in certain areas, we have to make them stronger. It is on us to create these situations that are advantageous for us. We create our opportunities by the actions that we take. We don't have to depend on anyone else for us to get what we need. We should only be depending on ourselves. We are great enough to make it happen for ourselves. It goes back to believing in ourselves as a collective. I was watching a video earlier today. It was talking about personal self-esteem and a collective self-esteem. And I agree with what he said in the video. A lot of us have personal self-esteem, but we lack a collective or racial self-esteem. So yeah, you may love yourself and you may think highly of yourself, but you may not love and think highly of your race. And that is a problem, because that helps to deter us coming together as a collective, working as a collective, understanding that this is a race, a team race, and team black people have to realize that we are a team. We have to play and exist as a team and live as a team and build as a team and protect what we build so we can pass it on to the next generation. Or we will be right here 50 years from now. I keep saying 50 years from now, where are we going to be? Where are we going to be 50 years from now? If we build it, protect it so we can pass it on to the next generation. And that's all I got to say about that. Catch y'all next time.